Okay guys, here's the stuff in your kit, right? There we go. So you got big needles. This is for mixing the medicine. Little needles. These are for dosing the medicine. Alcohol prep pads to keep it clean. BAC water. That's what you're going to mix in with. And this is the actual medicine. Y'all's will look different because your bottle is a different strength. What you do is you pop the top off of these. Open one of your alcohol pads and wipe the top of both bottles. And then you're going to sit. You can do this, but the idea is let the alcohol dry. Until the alcohol dries, it has not sanitized. You're going to open your mixing syringe. That's the big one. And this is 3 milliliters, and that's what you want to get. So I pull it back to get air into it. Push it straight down through the top of this bottle. Push the air in. You can see that the air I pushed in is pushing out. These things are kind of under vacuum, so if you don't push some air in, you're going to be fighting a vacuum. So there, I've got my 3 milliliters. Set that aside. See, I got 3 milliliters in there. Now you're going to take your little guy right through the middle, and it's going to start pulling that in because it's under vacuum, right? And you want to control this. Don't let it shoot in there all crazy like a jet stream. So peptides are amino acids, basically proteins. And if you let it if you're rough with it, like by letting the water shoot in there too fast, by shaking the bottle, like if I were to take that little bottle and go, I would break those peptide chains, the amino acid chains that are in there, and the medicine won't work. So you always want to treat this bottle with the medicine in it like a little pretty princess, okay? You can turn it, you can swirl it, you can roll it in your fingers, you can do some of this, but you never want to go. You'll damage the medicine. Needle safety, if you're shaky, if you can't see good, the safest way to recap a needle is to set the lid back down, scoop it, and just push it on. What do you do with these, you might ask? Because they're not really safe to throw in the trash. I just get a Gatorade bottle or some kind of heavy plastic bottle like that, and I put them all in there. So you don't need like a fancy Sharps container or anything, just a Gatorade bottle will work. So now I'm gonna sit. You can see I got some medicine there that's not dissolved yet. And I'm going to swap this out for a different bottle. I actually made this sooner than I needed to, just so I could show you guys. So I'm going to go put this away and grab my actual one. So here's mine that's ready to go. Everything's dissolved. I check it. Oh, where's the camera? I check it, make sure it's still clear, doesn't have any floaters in it, doesn't look weird, anything like that. That's just good practice, right? So when I go to make my dose, I'll sanitize this again. Get this guy out. Now the thing about y'all's dose is you put 3 milligrams or 3 milliliters of water into 30 milligrams of medicine. That means you have 10 milligrams per milliliter. Each one of these syringes is divided into units because they're for insulin, but 100 units is 1 milliliter, right? So if you want a dose of 2.5, which is the starting dose, the low dose, you'll pull 25 units. If you want a dose of 5 milligrams, you will pull 50 units. 7.5, 7.5, on and on and on, okay? Because you have 10 milligrams per milliliter. It's very easy to do the dosing at this concentration. 25, 2.5, 50, 5, 75, 7.5. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I'm sure you'll call me. Okay, so I'm gonna pull 7.5, but you will pull, Mom, you're gonna pull 2.5. Deed, I think you said you're on 5. So again, I'm going to stab right in the middle. I'm going to push air in. Oh, and see how it's pushing real hard back, and I didn't see any bubbles in there. So I am not in the right spot. I'm going to try again. I was way off. This is the hardest part of this whole thing, is getting right in that vial where you need to be. So see the bubbles coming up through it? So now I know I'm in a good spot. And I can see the medicine coming down in the syringe. And the needle's so tiny that it kind of takes a little bit. Be patient and let that fill up. All right, so now I have my dose. This will go back in the fridge. We will leave this out. Your first dose won't be cold, but your subsequent doses will be, because this will be in the refrigerator. If it's cold, supposedly it stings when it goes in. I don't know, I've let mine warm up. I don't want the whole bottle to warm up, so I'm gonna go put this back in the fridge We only want my current dose to warm up. You'll need an alcohol prep pad to prep wherever you're gonna put it. Typically it's recommended here, like anywhere in your belly where you can pinch some fat. They want you to stay 2 inches from your belly button. You can also go into your thigh, anywhere that you've got some fat, but typically right here is what's recommended. You do you. I'm gonna warm this up a little bit. So find somewhere on your chubs to pinch where you're going to push it. I will say they tell you to pinch. If you grab a big section like this, I find it doesn't make it not hurt. But if you can get the tiniest little pinch of something, the tighter the pinch you can get, the less you're going to feel it. So here's a good spot. And again, we let that cool because it's not done until then. Take the lid off. Here's your little needle. Pinch, pinch, pinch. You gotta give it a little push because it's sometimes hard to break through. But once it's in, then you just give it a little push. Slow. You're not trying to do this in a quarter of a second, okay? And once it's in, I can't feel that at all. So there's no reason to rush. It's really scary the first time, Mom. I'd never given myself a shot before, but so in it goes, and it just hangs there. I wait a second or two to give the medicine time to absorb so it doesn't come back out through the little hole. Done. Empty. Cap. Put those two in my Gatorade. I'm going to use this bottle twice. So I'll put this in the fridge. I keep the medicine in a Ziploc in the fridge. I'm going to keep this cold too in that same Ziploc. I'll throw an alcohol wipe in there with it. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. I don't think it helps. I don't think it matters. But anyways, that's that, and you're done.